so I'ma tune in every day. Way up. You are now tuned in to Angela, but I call her Yee. Way up.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
I'm not just any brand. I'm my own brand.
Forgot about that, huh?
Every time. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Jasmine. And Mano is here. New Mano!
Yeah.
Jasmine had a breakout on her chin, but it's looking a lot better.
It's calming down a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like it's going away.
It's calming down. It's
That's
not as
good.
angry.
It's not, it was very angry. It's, you know.
You got some medication. It's a hormone thing, right?
Yep, it's a hormone thing, but I got some medication, so hopefully we'll be good by next week.
You soaked it in warm Epsom salt.
Mano suggested I soak my chin.
He is no dermatologist,
At
ladies
all.
and gentlemen. But it was a very active weekend. Happy Monday to everybody who had the weekend off. Some people worked all weekend, so it didn't feel like it.
Right.
But happy Monday regardless. And we were actually in Philly. We'll talk about that later. It was the Roots picnic.
Mm-hmm.
Mano was all over the place.
Saving the city.
Representing Way Up.
Yeah. The Way Up gang.
I love that he says he's saving the city whenever he's out.
Yes, but we have a lot of things to discuss this morning. Deborah Roberts is going to be joining us. She's an award-winning journalist.
Mm-hmm.
She's amazing, too, by the way. I actually did some stuff with her during the pandemic. I've always admired her.
Mm-hmm.
She's also married to Al Roker.
She is, yeah.
And so they're like a dream team couple.
They are. We love Al Roker, too.
But she has a book out, Lessons Learned and Cherished, The Teacher Who Changed My Life. It's a New York Times best-selling book. And she has a lot of different stories from people talking about teachers who changed their lives, like Oprah, Brooke Shields, Misty Copeland is in this book, Rachel Ray, Al Roker, of course, Rosie Perez. Rosie Perez has a really touching story. Mano, you have any teachers that changed your life?
Teachers.
In a
Miss-
positive way.
Yeah, very early on. I used to love my teacher, Miss Weeks.
Miss Weeks.
All right,
Yeah.
shout out to Miss Weeks.
Isn't it dope that people still remember?
You remember the name.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
Very early.
the point of this book. We're going to hear about that later as we get into
Then
it.
there was Miss Faust. It had a nice walk. It was just like why
Okay,
she
no.
walk like that. Like that's what's
Mano,
crazy.
no.
Oh, okay.
No.
Right.
All right. Anyway, this is the way we start the show. Not with what Mano said, but with you guys. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. And of course, we got to shine a light on them. There's so many people I want to shine a light on today. But in particular, I'm thinking about the fact that we got to Philly, checked into our hotel.
Yes.
And someone was there who was like, man, I hope y'all get the video of that person who was on Ask Yee.
Right.
Last week on Friday, somebody called in and he had a racist neighbor that was harassing him. And so we want to help that go viral.
Yes.
To expose her. All right. 800-292-5150. Who do you want to shine a light on? Call us up right now. Let's start it off on a Monday. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Shine. Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine is here and Mano is here.
Yep.
And we are shining lights this morning. I want to shine a light on somebody. So while we were in Philly, as soon as we pulled up, we checked into our hotel.
Yes.
We stayed at the Ritz-Carlton. And Shelton was the person who was the first person we saw
Yep.
when we were there. And he had to work from 3 to 11 every day, so he didn't even get to go to the picnic. But he was just excited because he actually listens to this show every day
Right.
from Philly. And he had listened on Friday to when we had to Ask Yee, and this guy was complaining about his neighbor who was disgusting and racist and yelling in the background at his children.
Right.
We're waiting for this video for him to send us, so we've been checking the email for him to send this video through. But just the fact that he listens to the show, he was really excited to see us, and he also got us a drink.
He did. And then
So that was
he
nice.
offered us, I don't know if you were with me, he also offered us champagne and is anything. He went
So he worked for the hotel.
Yeah, he worked at the hotel.
He went above
But
and beyond.
He definitely went above and beyond. And sometimes you could feel like, man, I got to work all weekend. But he was very great.
Yes.
Just upbeat.
You listening right now?
Probably.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Yes.
He checked in on us the entire weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So thank you to Shelton at the Ritz-Carlton in Philly. He was really amazing. His spirit, everything, his energy was great.
Absolutely.
Every time we saw him, he was downstairs. He was like, y'all good? You need anything? You need extra chairs? You need whatever?
Yep.
But yeah, Shelton.
Okay.
All right. We got so many people that we want to shine a light on, but it's all about you. Who do you want to shine a light on? Somebody also told me, they were like, don't shine a light on people who you just know. Shine a light on others. But
Okay.
usually I feel like it's a balance.
Yeah, we go back and forth.
All right, 800-292-5150. Aram, who do you want to shine a light on?
My wife's Seale. She is a makeup artist and hairstylist. She runs a company called Beauty Topics.
Ooh.
On Instagram, it's beautytopics_glam.
Beauty
and
Topics?
beautytopics_glam.
Okay, beautytopics_glam. Okay.
Where is she located?
Houston, Texas.
All right.
And she's a part of the international beauty team for like pageants, beauty pageants.
That's nice. We like that.
That's a lucrative field.
It definitely is. And we always need products. That's never going to stop.
Right.
Pandemic or not.
So whenever you come into Houston, look her up.
Do she got chin cream?
Oh my gosh. Please ignore it,
What?
Mano.
Jasmine needs something to cover her pimples.
Yeah, like something
Oh my
like cream
gosh.
for the
Oh, she
chin.
does all that.
Okay.
Okay, good. Perfect.
She only uses luxury products.
Ooh, and Jasmine's a luxury
Type of girl.
bee. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Trav, what's good?
Yeah, what's up, Yeezy? How you, boo?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. What's up, Jazz?
How you doing, Trav?
I'm doing good. Mano there or no?
What's happening, my guy?
What's up, Mano?
Uh-oh. What's up, Trav? What you got? Who you want to shine a light on?
I want to shine a light on it's Pride Month. Starting in June, so I want to shine a light on the LGBT community.
Yes.
And just shine a light, to my people out there, just keep being yourself. Being yourself. No one can be you, better you can be yourself. So that's what I shine a light on the community.
Or as Donnell would say, yes.
That's funny.
Well, thank you, Trav, so much for coming through. We didn't get to see him in Philly.
We didn't.
Yeah, Trav. But anyway, when we come back, we do have Yeti, and let's talk about Justin Combs. That's Diddy's oldest son. His son with Misa Hilton Brim, and he was arrested, and she is furious, and I can't blame her. All right, it's way up at Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yeti.
Yes, it's way up at Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here, and Mano.
I'm my own brand.
Mano is in the building. Now, has anybody gone over the weekend to see Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse?
Navy did.
Okay. Well, it made $120.5 million opening weekend. So
Wow.
that's more than triple the debut of the animated 2018 original. And so,
Oh, so that's part 2?
yeah, it's a part 2. Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, so I didn't see part 1.
I don't know if you need. I wonder, do you need to see? Okay, so we're
so-
told that you need to see part 1 first and then see part 2.
Navy, who works, he's a huge Spider-Man fan, and he is nodding his head very vigorously. Yes.
Yes.
You better go and see that.
Okay.
All right. It got a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. Do people care about Rotten Tomatoes?
Not me, but maybe some people do.
All right. Well, there you go. Number 1. And number 2 is The Little Mermaid, which this next week made $40.6 million. Next up is Transformers, by the way.
I definitely want to see that. We got to see The Little Mermaid, Angela.
Did you see all of the Transformers?
I don't know.
Then you shouldn't watch the new one.
Why?
Really?
Why
You
can't
gotta
we?
stay in line with what's going on. You
No,
gotta
I'm not
understand the
staying in line. I'm
storyline.
going to go watch it.
No, you should watch it.
The 3 of us we need to definitely support
And
Little
by the
Mermaid.
way, they're having the red carpet in Brooklyn,
Where?
in Flatbush, at
what?
King's Theater for Transformers.
When is that?
Yeah, they got them old seats that don't bend
Hey.
back.
Oh my, okay.
Relax. Anthony
sorry.
Ramos is starring in it. So is Dominique Fishback, and they're from Brooklyn.
Shout out to Brooklyn.
Yes.
My home.
All right. Now, Diddy's oldest son, Justin Combs, Diddy and Misa's son, was arrested for a DUI. This was in LA Sunday morning. And the arrest occurred after a police officer saw a car run through a red light. They signaled for a traffic stop, and Justin Combs was behind the wheel. He's 29 years old. Police searched his car, and they ruled there was enough probable cause to arrest him under the suspicion that he was under the influence. He was handed a misdemeanor DUI charge. His bail was set at $5,000.
Okay.
By the way, and Misa is furious. She was going in on social media, and she said, "I'm not protecting no one anymore, just my son and all the children. I love a come to Jesus moment." And she said, "I should have kept my child with me. F UCLA too. Everybody can get it. How you go from one of the greatest to ever do it to making all your money off alcohol and suing the damn alcohol company. Sell something healthy that builds people up. I'm sick of it, not mines." And she said, "Everyone has to sit around for years and act like there isn't anything wrong with you. This is where the buck stops for me." And
She's talking about Diddy, maybe.
yes, she is.
Duh.
And she also said, "The statement of fish rots from the head down means that in addition to being a major contributing factor in a family or organization's success. Leadership is also the root cause of its failure and demise. The true self sets you free. Act bad, bad boy. I used to want to be a bad girl. I chose to be a queen, tried and true. I'm not perfect, but I am intentional. And she's talking about the new song, Act Bad.
Then she deleted it.
Yeah. And then she deleted it. But
So what happens when
it's
people
all on
delete?
social media already. A lot of screenshots. It was
Yeah.
on all the blogs. And I can see that she was very mad. That's her firstborn son.
She's upset.
Justin, he got arrested for DUI. I'm sure she is like, on
She
it.
feels like it's his fault inadvertently.
I don't. Yeah, it sounds like maybe she feels like.
I'm sure there's a lot going on that we don't
Have no
know
idea
about.
about, yeah.
So
The way he raised
I don't
him.
know if it's gonna come out or if she's like, all right, let me chill.
The mother of his children. They usually don't speak out like this, so it's kind of different. They usually don't really talk bad publicly about him.
Yeah, she also said some more things, but
She did. And then are her and Kimora Lee Simmons friends?
because Kimora said something and we don't even know what that was about.
Yeah. So like,
She said-
We're over here
she
just
said
watching the
something?
show from
Yeah.
a distance.
What did she say?
she said something like, "Oh, we doing something" or something like that.
Yeah, she was like,
She
"Ooh,
didn't
what's
say anything
happening?"
directly. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, we're just looking at it as she must be talking about this.
We're on
but-
the group chat.
Yeah,
And we just.
she said, "Wait, what happened? What happened?" And then she said, "Oh, ish, we going in?"
Yeah, but who knows? I was assuming maybe, we're all speculating. Maybe she's talking about the situation, but
Yeah, we don't know. Misa also said, and Christina, if you ever try to handle me again, I will go straight across your head. Stay out the way. You are a nice person. Everyone is tough until it's time to be tough.
who is Christina?
Christina?
She must work for Diddy, allegedly.
All right. Well, that is your Yeti. We got to come back. We'll talk more about it. About last night. And we had a lot going on, all of us in this room over the weekend. All right. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
So, about last night,
Last night.
here's how it went down.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine is here.
Good morning.
Mano is having a time in here
Yeah.
today. He got his sunglasses on, so you know it's real.
Those are Louis Vuitton.
Vamp Life.
Got it.
Vamp
Shout out
Life.
to my brother Jim Jones.
Got it.
Okay, Jim Jones. All right, so talk about what you did, Mano. I saw a lot of things with you on the gram.
Did you? Mm-hmm. No, all positive.
Yeah, you was.
Shout out to the Star
He got
Babies.
so nervous.
Mano's so paranoid.
Why are you so defensive? Relax.
Sheesh.
All positive.
All positive. We just
so
exuding
scared.
positivity out here. Shout out to the Star Babies. O Wave, Yellow Zoo. They performed at the Brooklyn Unity Fest today. I was there.
Okay.
Happy birthday to Davies also.
Happy birthday.
Dinner party for him. We had
Oh,
an
nice.
after party. He's running around in the
Getting it.
city.
Okay. Well, we were in Philly
Yeah.
for the Roots picnic. That was my first Roots picnic, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah, I'd never been to it before.
That was my first time as well, Angela.
Yeah, so it was really fun. We had a good time. Lip Service Live was on the podcast stage. So we went on after Poor Minds. Shout out to Poor Minds.
Yep.
And then Academics actually was right after us. And we had a good time on that stage. Shout out to Rocky. She is from Philly. And she was our special guest.
She's dope.
Yeah, she's super dope. I remember back in the day, well, a couple years ago, Meek Mill had said she was, when they asked him who's the hottest rapper in Philly, he said Rocky. Mm-hmm. And she really is. Like,
She's dope, yeah.
Yeah, she's killing it. But she just got her BBL.
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
So she had
Good
to
for
sit
her.
on one of those
She had
special pillows.
she brought out her pillow on stage.
She had that
She's
fire
been-
on. Though.
She's been talking about it on social media. We
Yeah.
also found out that she recently got married.
Yeah, who
Nice.
knew?
Yeah,
her
last
butt
month.
looks good though. It
does.
It looks proportioned.
Yeah,
They
she
did a
looks
good job. Yeah.
So shout out to Rocky though for joining us. She's a dope rapper. She's been through a lot when you know her whole entire story. And that episode is actually going to be on the podcast tomorrow. So we set it up right. We filmed it. We recorded it. So all of that will be available in case you couldn't make it. Then you can see what you missed. And then Simba came through.
Simba.
He did. He has a lot of energy, yo.
Listen.
He's a
Like
lot.
Simba.
Yeah, Simba is hilarious. So shout out to him. They kind of
He's a lively one.
upended things. And also we did some riding for rookies classes on stage as well.
What's that?
How to ride, like
How to
during
ride it?
during
You know, you gotta
intimacy.
ride it.
You know how, just how to
Oh.
ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different techniques and
Okay.
different moves and stuff.
So you got all the techniques. You got all the moves, huh?
I would say that she helped us all. You know,
Oh, she taught y'all.
she taught the audience, but she's come on lip service
So
before.
you're
though.
not the instructor.
No, I'm not the
Okay.
instructor.
Could you be?
I'm pretty. You know.
pretty crafty.
Pretty decent.
I'm pretty good.
So again, that was the Roots Picnic. Thank you to everybody who had us there. Thank you to Shanju. Thank you to Erica who was working with them on the production side. She took great care of us. And we had so much fun just meeting everybody. There was one woman who drove from Massachusetts.
Wow.
Just to come and she said she came for a lip service. So
That's
that was
dope.
really, that was pretty amazing. Her and her man came. He was looking like, go ahead, please take this picture. Do what you got to do. But Gigi McGuire, it was her birthday, so we ended up going to a couple of clubs.
We
the
did.
first night we went out to Noto.
That was fun. That
It
was
was an Afrobeats party.
yes.
And that was by LVRN. They actually did that party. And Uncle Waffles was there DJing.
That was
as the
really
main attraction.
fun.
It went crazy in there.
That was really fun.
And then we went to Alibi for Gigi's party the
Okay.
next night. I was outside, y'all.
He was
I don't
outside.
be outside like that.
2 nights in a row.
I was outside. I was
and,
tired.
and both were completely different vibes.
Yeah, it's a different vibe.
And sometimes it's needed.
Yeah.
But everybody was there from Lip Service. Stephanie Santiago, Gigi McGuire, Laura Mora came.
I came.
Jasmine Brand was there. And so we appreciate everyone who came through to watch us and all the energy that we had. Oh, yeah, DJ Louis V. Shout out to Louis V for DJing and also for taking us out to the club.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
That's
with
why
him.
we went to that Friday.
Noto, yeah.
Yeah, Noto.
Okay. And it was really fun. So
Yeah.
I had a good time. Thank you, Philly, for really showing us a good time.
Philly was good. That was a good time.
I'm ready to go back today. Okay.
Oh, it's like that.
It's like that. But when we come back, we have Tell Us a Secret. If you guys have any secrets that you want to share with
Okay.
us.
Already. Very early.
800-292-5150 is the number. I know Mano can't wait to hear some of these secrets today because I've seen some of the people on hold. And when I tell you, baby, this would be hard ones to top today.
Please call in.
Today might be another legendary day for
Oh,
Mano. I feel
goodness.
like.
Don't hold back.
And anyway, 800-292-5150 is the number. Call us up. Tell us a secret. And shout out to everybody in Philly from Mount Airy. That's where Gigi's from.
Yeah.
And that's where my best friend, Santi Gold. She's
From
from
Philly.
Mount Airy also in Philly. So shout out to everybody in Mount Airy. All right. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
So, tell us a secret.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. And Jasmine is here from the Jasmine brand.
Yes.
Mano.
I'm my own brand.
Mano, you got to relax. Okay. Why do you look so tense
Nah,
already?
because I've been waiting for my drop.
Okay.
And then right there it is. Like,
Ooh, breathe.
whew.
All right. So tell us a secret. As y'all know, this is Mano's absolute favorite segment. Sometimes it angers him. It just
You know,
depends
this is-
on what y'all are talking about in these secrets.
I need to check his blood pressure before and then after the segment.
But sometimes Mano gets excited, and then sometimes he gets judgmental. He gets a little judgy.
He's a little Judge Judy.
Pause. I really feel like some of these people call because they want some advice.
Yeah.
They want to be
All
judged.
right.
They
Well, that
want-
would be for Ask Yee right now.
That's the same thing.
Tell us a secret. Judgment-free zone. Hello, anonymous caller. Tell us a secret.
Yeah, I'm a little afraid because I know Mano's going to judge me.
I'm not, baby. I'm not even that kind of person.
Okay. Remember, Mano, you said you're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so my secret is I ended up growing a fetish for scatting.
For
Wait,
what?
You do what?
Do you know what scatting is?
No.
Scudding.
What's scotting?
No, scatting. Scatting is basically you like when people take a number two.
Scatting.
Oh, on you?
Oh, that's a thing, huh?
No, not on me. Not on me. I just like watching. Like I had this ex-boyfriend one time. The way how I got into it, I had this ex-boyfriend. We was on FaceTime, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to go ahead and like call you back because I gotta go ahead and do the number two." I was like, "Well,
I'm on my
can
way."
I watch?"
You like to watch.
No. That was after the fact. After the FaceTime. That was about like 4 days later. I ended up like sitting in front of him, like watching him. And I'm talking about not just watching. I had him grab his lifted up while I was watching it out.
Oh.
Have you ever seen somebody do groundhogging?
What's that?
Oh my gosh. No, I've never seen, like, ironically, the only time I've seen like scatting is like on Google, and it was a little too extreme for me. I'm like, I'm not about the extremeness. I'm just all about just watching a and I just feel like if I'm talking to you and you can do that, I feel like it makes us bond.
So you like to watch,
People poo.
right? And then what? You like to have sex after that?
Oh no, that's going over. I just like watching. It turns me on.
Do you wipe his ass?
It was 2 times I did.
Okay.
It was 2 times.
I mean, it's harmless.
Also what I did too, but this is like later on down the line with the same person, I wanted to take it up a notch and do a blumpkin.
A
Do a what?
A blumpkin?
What's that?
Yes.
I've heard of that.
What is that?
Oh, you heard of it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Explain.
Okay, so basically you're performing while
they
they're, yes.
That's disgusting.
So the smell doesn't
Maynard,
bother
you said you wasn't going to
I'm
judge
just being
it.
honest. I'm just saying what it is. It's disgusting.
Miss Anonymous, the smell doesn't ever bother you?
She loves it.
She like the smell.
I hope my breath actually.
Oh, she don't
You
even
love
like the
it.
smell.
You love it. Listen, you got to try groundhogging, okay? Look that up.
What the hell is that?
Okay, will do.
Look,
Will do.
look up the Urban Dictionary.
Like, how do you even know these names for this strange behavior?
Well, you know, when you get into like fetishes, you just start, you know, just Googling things to see if there's a name for it.
Has anybody ever paid you to watch them?
No, I've never gotten paid. I've only the scouting only happens with like dudes I dealt with exclusively. And it was about like 4.
Okay.
And the 4 times that I brought it to their attention, I was the one that was taking them out their comfort zone.
All right.
Yeah.
Manny, you should try it.
No, I don't want to try that. I'm not into that. You
It's okay, man.
Nah, I'm not with it.
Yeah.
Listen, do you like for it to hit you every now and then, or you just not with that at all?
No, I'm not. I only like just watching.
Does it have to be solid? What if they have
Oh, God.
diarrhea?
Okay. All right.
You disgusting.
All right.
You disgusting.
What?
You disgusting. It's you. It's really you. You're the one.
I mean, Mano, you cannot knock it unless you try it. I'm just
You
saying.
haven't tried it, Mano.
No. That's not something that I need to try. I'm cool on that.
So is it? What if it's diarrhea? Does it matter?
Okay, so if this is diarrhea, it would kind of like, you know, throw me off, but, you know, why not?
Okay. What if he eats corn? Do you ever see like whole
Okay.
corn
We gotta
kernels?
stop. We
Like,
gotta
you
stop.
really
Angela.
not- yeah, you really bad.
The follow-up questions are
No,
killing
one
me.
more question is this though. Like, it's not the same as just leaving the door open while I sit down and you just walking by. You want to get close
No.
She wants
and
to
watch.
see it.
Yeah, no, I literally sit down like how Krishan was doing with Blueface, how he was on the toilet and she was sitting right next to him.
She watches.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for sharing. We
All
learned
right,
some
thank
things today.
you.
We learned blumpkin. You learned groundhogging.
What's this called?
Yes.
Scott.
and now you learned scouting.
Do you think you disgusting? Just a question. It's a question. It's a question.
I don't necessarily think that I'm disgusting. I think that I'm unique and different.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a question. It's all right.
That's right. I know
All right.
that's right. I am
All
unique.
right. So just
I am
ask.
different.
Just ask some questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
You out of pocket.
You are smart.
You are beautiful.
You are kind. You are kind.
You already know. And let me tell you something. You may say right now that, oh no, I'm not into that, but I guarantee you probably one of those dudes that be in the DMs like, oh hey, what's up? Like, you still on that?
You think I be in the DMs like that?
Let it be the right one, baby.
Is that what you believe?
You already know. Let it be the right one.
I don't.
When
Let me, hey,
you
listen.
be scotting up a storm, baby.
If SZA said she wanted to watch
But
you
here's
do that.
the thing: it really wouldn't be me doing nothing but sitting on the toilet and letting it go.
Yeah.
If you want to watch,
Okay, you are with it then.
right? No, but I don't want
It
you
sound
watching
like you with
close.
it.
Watch from a distance,
Oh,
like
he's with it.
you know.
Oh, okay, you see? Okay.
I'm not with it. I'm not with
He
it.
with it, baby.
I'm not with it.
Well, thank you for
That's
sharing.
weird.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye.
All right, well, was that legend status, Mano?
No, it's not legend status.
No?
No, that was myth.
You didn't believe it?
I believe it.
It was too
Yeah.
different
But
and
that's what I'm
creative
saying.
and
It's
unique.
disgusting.
Yeah, okay.
No judgment.
Yeah, no
All
judgment.
right. Well, when we come back, we have Yeti, and Chili admits that she and Usher were still in contact even when he was married. It took a while for her to get over that. We saw Usher over the weekend too at the Roost picnic, but we'll talk about it when we come back. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Way up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee,
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yeti.
Way up.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Happy Monday, guys.
Yes, it's a happy Monday for us. Back at work, back to the work week. I feel like I worked all weekend.
Yeah, because you did.
Mano's here.
Yes, I am.
Mano,
What's happening?
Tell them.
there's too many cheeses that you have in front of you. I mean, that's ridiculous.
This is crazy, says you, with all those 17.
I have 5.
Cheez-Its over there, that big
I gotta
family
take a
box
picture
you
of this to
got.
post.
Is crazy.
This is ridiculous.
I'd also like to say why you taking the picture that Mano acts like he
lunch.
bought me Cheez-Its today.
That's a lie.
And he actually bought them for himself.
First
Okay?
of all,
All right.
I wasn't even eating Cheez-Its. I started coming up here.
That's true.
Okay.
That's a fact.
They always give you Cheez-Its on the flight.
They do.
We need a Cheez-Its endorsement.
100%. That's why I just put the box on the floor.
All right, now let's talk about what went on this flight. So Chica, she's an artist. She was nominated for a Grammy for Best New Artist, and she's a freshman class, a double XL in 2020. She was on one of the on the cover as one of the freshmen, right? She was on a flight. It was a red eye, and apparently she had some issues with some children who were on the flight, some babies. She put the lady next to me who thought it would be a good idea to buy yourself and your twin infants first class seats on a red eye flight, who just woke me up by bringing your screaming bastard to our seats to soothe her. I just bought $34 Wi-Fi at 4 a.m. to call you a stupid bee.
Oh my gosh.
Then she said, P.S. I hate you and hope you get a paper cut between each finger tomorrow, you senseless wench. Then she said, are you literally mentally delayed? What makes you think a 1-year-old will shut their BA up on a 7-hour flight that takes off at 1 effing a.m.? You already had them up past bedtime. I don't care the circumstance. Take your ass to economy at least. Well, it turns out, first of all, before anybody even knew who these children were, people were horrified that you would send out these messages about babies on a flight.
Yeah.
We've all been on flights and children have cried, but you know,
It's
babies
part
are
of-
babies.
It
are
is
babying.
what it is.
Yeah, babies are babying.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It's on brand for babies to cry.
And then also to say, you should go to economy, it's okay if it's an economy.
Right. It's going to be better.
You know, and they also give you earplugs. So if there's anything happening on the flight that bothers you, you can put some earplugs in on a red-eye flight and go to sleep. But babies are babying. There's nothing that you can do about it.
Yeah.
You know, now if kids are kicking your seat, you can turn around and tell the parents, excuse me, could you...
That's something different.
Yeah, that's something different. That can be handled. But I don't know how much you can do about that. It turns out that... one of the kids that was acting up was Zanik's child.
Right. Her daughter.
Right. Zanik's daughter. She said, wait, I'm in tears. Not Chicaboo was mad. My child was cutting up in first class. You should have just sat there and been mad, babe. She's sky priority AF. And it turned into a whole lot of things on social media, but she did apologize, and she said, posting because I think it's important and because I understand that people who actually do want to support me were also offended by my inflammatory thread yesterday. I'm sorry because it was triggering, infuriating to many. I just don't like being seen as someone I'm not. Here's what Chica had to say.
I slept for 2 days, and also I had a therapy session. I had really bad thoughts today, and I had to pack my bags to be in my city to do this goddamn show. It's just like, see, she's terrible. I'm like, it's been a year and a half not saying to nobody and minding my goddamn business, and in 1 minute that I'm in a manic episode, and I'm like, let the chopper sing. Let me say some that I wouldn't ordinarily say, but I feel in this moment.
She's blaming it on having a manic
I didn't hear
episode.
nothing she said, but
She was kind of talking low, right? Like a little whisper.
And, you know, she's talked previously about her ongoing battle with depression and things like that. And so has Zanik, by the way. And Zanik did respond and discuss that and say that there are many different ways that could have been handled as a person who herself struggles with, with that as well. So,
do they know each other?
No.
They do now.
So, but is this the same incident with somebody said that she was smelling?
Yes.
Yes. And so the person that was actually on the flight with the kids responded. Beautiful Rose is her name on social media.
So it was not Zanik that was on the plane with her daughter. It was this woman that Angela's talking about now.
Yeah, she said, you stupid AB. That was me you were sitting next to, so let me enlighten you, dumb hoe. They weren't twin 1-year-olds. One was my 4-year-old child, and the other crying baby you're referring to was my niece, Zanik's baby, and she is 2 years old. You're upset because she woke up for 3 minutes crying out her sleep like most effing children. I did immediately calm her by holding her and talking to her because it was dark as hell. I can't believe you are that insensitive when she woke up once on a 5-hour flight from LA. And second off, it wasn't your seat from the beginning. You switched with someone else and sat your fat ass next to me and let me express the funk that you brought on top of that.
Oh.
It goes on from there.
Okay.
All the negativity. The main thing is sometimes things happen on flights. Babies cry. You could be annoyed. Text your friend. Don't go on social media.
That's a good lesson.
All right. That is your Yeti. And when we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are stories that are not necessarily in the headlines, but you should know about them. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
The news, I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine is here, and Mano is here.
Yes.
And let's do Under the Radar. Now, Apple is unveiling its most ambitious new hardware product in years.
Okay.
And they revealed all of this. Monday, they actually kick off their Worldwide Developers Conference today, and they're going to introduce a mixed reality headset that offers both VR and augmented reality, both virtual reality and augmented reality. It's a technology that overlays virtual images on live video of the real world. So it's highly anticipated. This would be their biggest launch of new hardware since the Apple Watch came out in 2015.
Okay. Apple Watch was a big deal.
Yeah.
So you're going to be walking down the street in VR?
Yes, you can. And it's
As you walking down the street?
I don't know if that's safe.
Maybe you need to
do.
sit still while you had this reality headset on.
Crazy.
All right. Apple may also be talking today about how they plan to incorporate AI into more of its products and services to keep pace with the renewed arms race over technology in Silicon Valley. So that event will be live streamed on Apple's website and YouTube. It starts at, it starts at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
So in a couple of hours, you'll be able to watch that.
All right.
Would you get this?
If for free, I'd try it.
If it's free,
Yeah, if
of
it's
course
free.
anybody would take it for free.
Yeah, if it's free, I'll try it.
I think we need to make sure we know what's going on. It's important.
Yeah, we got to keep up.
Do y'all have ChatGPT and everything downloaded?
I have it downloaded. I haven't used it yet. Have you?
We got to
What about
start
you,
using
Angela?
it. Yes.
What's that?
I'm trying to get ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's like it's like a personal. I don't know if it's really an assistant.
Like
it can be, but a lot of people are using it. Like, let's say you're trying to put together your online dating profile. They can create like a profile for you. Or we were talking about this earlier. Somebody was trying to lose weight, and ChatGPT put together a whole running plan for them. So there's a lot of different ways to use it. This is, one of the things with writers. You want to make sure that people are writing things and not ChatGPT, but they can put together all the data.
You're right. I feel like it's like Google on steroids, but it actually executes as well.
It does things for
you.
you.
It does. So like it actually executes.
You should try it, Mano. I think it would be good for you.
Yeah.
Let's all download it and work on that.
I think I downloaded
I haven't been online dating.
it. Ooh, you definitely should do that.
No, I don't know if you
No?
should.
Okay.
I should try that.
Andrew's trying to find me a man earlier today.
But you got men's.
Okay.
All right.
Everybody relax.
All right. Now, deadly heart attacks are more common on Mondays, according to a shocking study. Today's Monday.
Okay.
So they're saying the most dangerous type of heart attack, which is known as STEMI, S-T-E-M-I, is more likely to occur on a Monday than any other day of the week. And they said there was also an unusual uptick on Sundays. And the most likely reason is that people are stressed about having to go back to work.
Yeah.
And so that's what they think is likely the reason due to that type of stress. They said increased stress leads to rising levels of the stress hormone cortisol, which is linked to a higher risk of heart attack.
That makes sense though.
Yeah, you know how when you hate your job or you're like, man, I got all this stuff to do this week. You're coming off an amazing weekend and you're like, I gotta go to work.
Yeah, you're like,
So many people live like that.
Yeah.
I've lived like that in my lifetime too.
I've
so.
definitely had that experience too. What about you, Mano?
No.
Okay. I'm good.
Never lived like that.
Got you blessed.
Monday and Friday is the same thing.
Wednesday, Monday,
Because
Saturday.
if you think about it like that, then it's easier for you to consume things. It's easier for you to, go through your day.
But for some people, like, they look forward to the weekend because then they know they have their 9 to 5 to go back to.
But that's the problem.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, it is different though. Fridays be fun.
Thursdays be really fun.
When you clocking out on a Friday, woo, baby, let me tell you.
Right. That's that feeling of reward. Like,
Mm-hmm.
man.
You got to wake up on Mondays like, how can all right, let's go be productive.
I like Mondays though.
If I hate what I'm doing, let me try to get on it, and it's another chance to clean the slate and work on something else and try to figure out how to get out of this situation.
Yep, let's try to figure it out.
All right, well, that is your Under the Radar. Now, don't forget, Deborah Roberts is going to be joining us today. She's an award-winning journalist. She also wrote this New York Times bestseller, Lessons Learned and Cherished, The Teacher Who Changed My Life. So it's an anthology of different people talking about teachers who have changed their lives. But we do have the Way Up mix at the top of the hour, so let's get ready for that. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot.
Let's get it.
Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yeti.
Come and get the tea.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Yes.
She wanted her job. I saw her dance. Okay. And Mano is here. New Mano. And we were at the Roots Picnic over the weekend doing lip service live, and Usher was just walking around the Roots Picnic. He got added to toward the end, I guess Diddy wasn't doing it, and then Usher was added onto it, which is huge. People were so excited, so he headlined there. We actually saw him in the hotel lobby too.
We did. I couldn't get on the elevator because of him.
Yeah, actually, that was interesting.
Yep.
The elevator stopped. She went to get on, and the security wouldn't let her on because Usher was on the elevator.
Yeah, but we didn't realize it was Usher until we got in the lobby and he was sitting at in the bar area.
So he stuck his hand out and was like, "You can't get."
He
on.
gave me the church finger, the one church finger, but I couldn't see who was behind. I didn't think nothing of it.
Security was like, "No, ma'am." Mm-hmm. I was talking about this earlier. Have you ever been in the elevator with somebody famous? Mm-hmm. And I actually one time was in the elevator with James Brown. James Brown got on the elevator. I was at the Roosevelt Hotel in L.A.
That's so random.
And I was going to my room, end of the night. I'm in the elevator, and then James Brown got on. You know how crazy that is?
What did he say to you?
He just said, "Hey, how you doing?" That was it.
Oh, wow. So, a long time ago, you remember the hotel up here, the London?
Mm-hmm. They changed it to the Conrad.
Exactly. Me and T.I. was in the elevator coming down, and it was a lady in front of us. We couldn't see who she was. And then she got off before us, and I think it was Madonna.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a big
Meet
one.
me at the London.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know you had a London here. Okay.
All right.
Used to.
Yeah, not anymore.
All right.
All right. TLC's Chili said that she struggled to get over Usher for years, and she has no hard feelings. She was talking to people, and she said we definitely had some chemistry, but working chemistry does not mean it works in your personal life. If we were working, it was great, but outside of that, we're so different. And she said that fans did root for their relationship because it looked great, but there were issues behind the scenes, as he had to be a certain way with me, and he couldn't. And she said the album Confessions was not about her, but she said she was at the studio the whole time that he recorded the project. She said they suffered from trust issues and opposing values. She said, "I love hard. I was like, God, why can't I get over this?" He couldn't either. She cut off contact with him in 2019 in an effort to focus on herself. And she said she also stopped dating around that time. She said, "I thought if I met the right guy during that time that I wasn't over Usher, it wouldn't work. I would never want to straddle the fence." But there's no hard feelings when it comes to him, and she's glad things worked out the way they did.
I've definitely had a guy that it took me a long time to get over. Have you had that? No,
Are you
Angela.
still not over him now?
She said no, Angela.
No, Angela doesn't have those issues.
You're not over him yet, right?
I think so.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
You're not 100% sure.
Listen, you never know.
I recover quick.
You do. Because something's wrong with Angela, that's why.
I recover quick. All right, Jemele Hill has addressed reports that she is leaving Spotify and that she wanted $100 million to stay, and they couldn't come to any resolution. She posted a lot of what's been reported just isn't true. My podcast hasn't been canceled. I never asked Spotify for $100 million. This issue is truly comical. Next week's guest is Sabrina Elba. She goes on to list the guests coming up: Blair Underwood, Kenny Lattimore, J.R. Smith, and more. So people were saying all kinds of untrue things. I know how that can be.
Yeah, for sure. I like her podcast. She does have some good guests too.
Yeah, and I like Jemele Hill, period.
Mm-hmm.
I think she does a great job at what she does, and I see the type of people that want to see her lose.
Yep.
And those are great enemies
She's
to have.
a male.
I wouldn't want to be friends with any of them.
Right. She's in a male-dominated industry as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sports.
And she's outspoken even when it comes to politics, and you know what that brings with it.
Yep.
All right, Drake. People are talking about, for some reason, his yellow and blue nail polish. I don't know the meaning behind the nail polish, but his nails are yellow and he has one blue fingernail. So I don't know what that's for, if it's representing something. But for some reason, people are really talking about that.
Angela has yellow nail polish on. Mano, would you
I
ever...
did this before Drake. I just want to point that out. That is the worst. I don't want anybody thinking my nails are yellow, like I'm following.
You absolutely did it today.
I did it first.
You did it today. No,
Yeah.
and you did it after Drake.
No, my
Mano,
nails
really...
are all broken and grown out anyway.
Mano, would you ever do like one like a black or a...
No.
Okay.
No fingernail painting.
All right.
Would
Fair
you
enough.
date a man that painted his fingernails?
My first response is no, but you never know.
I have.
You told me about it.
Yeah.
What colors was his nail?
Black.
It has to be black. I can't do no other color.
So
Clear?
black is acceptable.
Clear is always
It's
acceptable.
a rock star thing, though. Like
Is it?
a lot of people.
It's rock star, huh?
Yeah, it's rock star.
Oh, really?
I used to work for Nile Rodgers. He paints his fingernails. You know.
I'm not a fan, but I'm not sure.
So the dude that you meet that's not even in the business runs around with black nail polish.
probably not.
You tell me he's a rock star.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me.
No, I'm not telling you that, Mano.
No, you telling me
Let's
that this guy's just a rock star. This guy's
All
not
right.
in anything.
And at some point, I want to talk about this show, The Idol, because it premiered yesterday. That's the weekend show that he's starring in. And I don't know if any of y'all watched it, but hit me up on Twitter or on Instagram at WayUpWithYee. I want to hear what y'all had to say about it, and I'm going to chime in on that a little bit later. But it is a Monday, so it's time for some Monday mainovation. You have your Monday mainovation ready?
Yes.
When we come back.
When we
get
come
into it.
back.
Yeah. He had an active weekend, so
Yeah.
it's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine is here on our Monday.
Yes, happy Monday.
And speaking of Mondays, we've been talking about how Mondays are important to get your week started off right. Well, it is time to get your week started off the right way because we are blessed to have some Monday mainovation.
Mainovation. Never hesitation. Situation.
Okay.
Caribbean twang.
Yeah. Yeah. Mainovation. Stay in your lane. Nothing more important than staying in your lane. Life is like a highway, right?
Life is a highway.
Yeah, you can ride it all night long. So if life is a highway, right, then we got to stay in our lanes, right? On the journey, stay in lane, because if you spend too much time looking at other cars going by, what's going to happen? You're going to crash. Stay in your lane. Master what you do. Don't matter that you might be only going 20 miles per hour and other people might be flying by you.
And honking.
Right. But here's the thing.
Don't you do that in front of me.
At least you got motion.
Okay.
Slow motion better than no motion, baby. Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Life is a highway. Ride it. Slow motion better than no motion.
Mainovation.
A lot of gems in that one.
A lot of gems.
Yeah. You know what they always say as far as staying in your lane? Comparison kills creativity and joy.
Right.
That's another saying. So if you're worried about what everybody else is doing, you're comparing yourself to everybody around you.
This is what I'm saying.
Then that is going to kill your creativity.
Right.
If you're trying to do what they're doing or trying to do it better than they did it, just do it to the best of your ability.
Right, because you're spending too much time worried about what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that's energy wasted that you could have been using for yourself. Right? You in your car and you looking over here like, man, what's going on? You boom.
Wow.
The Angela Yee and Mano speaking tour, it starts this fall.
Yeah.
They will be at a theater near you. They do birthday parties, bar mitzvahs.
Jealousy and insecurity,
And
that can definitely destroy you.
That's
and
right.
Beat you up. When you start thinking too much about other people and thinking like, why do they have this? Why don't I have that?
Why-
when you
yeah.
start
Right.
waking up thinking about that, it's on your mind.
Yeah.
That will eat away at you personally.
It's so counterproductive too.
Right.
Yeah.
You should look at it as you are your only rival. You versus you. You mastering you. You pushing you. Period.
And plus, sometimes you don't know what people are really doing. You know what they.
You know the results.
You know what they.
Maybe.
You also know what they put out there.
Right. That's the results.
Yeah. They
Some
might
of the
not
things
even
that-
be the real
Some of
results.
the-
Yeah, that's
right.
what I'm saying, maybe.
Some of the things that they want you to see. So you should definitely not be paying attention because you don't know what somebody's struggles are.
Yeah,
You
you're
don't
right.
know what they're going through.
That's a good message, especially in this era of social media where we look at what people have and what they have going on and their success, and we're
Right.
like, man, I wish I was like Mano. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to be me. Be better than me, little Johnny.
The hand of God.
Come upon you.
All right. Well, that's what it is. Mind your business. Stay in your lane.
Well,
I didn't know
mind your business. Yeah, that wasn't part of it, but
It is, though. Staying
Stay
in
in
your
your
lane is
lane.
minding your business, too, right?
stay in your lane.
Or mind
for-
the business that pays you.
And
Yeah.
for the tour, for the Angela Yee feature Mano speaking tour,
The mainovation tour.
we do. What you say we do?
Birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, sweet 16.
Bat
strip
mitzvahs
clubs.
as well. Yes,
Yeah, I
Mano
pull up
had
a
to
strip-
put- Mano had to
yeah,
put
let
that-
you know.
He was
Yeah.
sick.
Y'all gonna do these at strip clubs?
Wherever he wants to go.
We pull
Yeah.
up everywhere.
I tell all the dancers, stay in your lane. She's dancing to that song.
Stay in your lane. Don't worry about what she's
Maybe
doing
you're
over
better
there.
at doing one-on-ones. Maybe you're better.
Sliding down the pole.
Some people are good at that, you know. Some people are good at walking around and chatting.
now you just chat.
Yeah, hey, stop it. Now you just chat.
Now you just chat.
All right, well, that was Monday Mainovation for you guys. And basically the moral of the story is...
Stay in your lane.
And when we come back, I want to talk about this show, The Idol. There's been a lot of buzz about this show happening. This came on HBO last night, the first episode. And I'll tell you what people are saying about it. I actually watched it.
Okay.
So I'll tell you what I thought of it as well. And if anybody else watched it, I would appreciate y'all just chiming in. If you tweet me right now, I'm going to read your tweets on the air. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Now I'm back at it.
You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine's here from the Jasmine brand.
Yes.
And Mano is here. And we are getting ready to interview Deborah Roberts. She has this book out called Lessons Learned and Cherished, The Teacher Who Changed My Life. Now, Mano, do you have any teachers who changed your life?
Miss Faust, I mean, she had a nice walk.
Mano.
Come on now.
Come on, stop it. Now, I'm talking about education-wise.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody that was
say
like, you're going to be
that.
something, young man, Jermaine.
Do you have any teacher that kind
I
of...
don't remember my teacher. Man.
What about sports? If you played any sports? I saw your basketball was trash, but other things?
Whose basketball was mine? Did you see that?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
You
about.
never saw that. My basketball game was immaculate.
Well, shout out to your coach then.
Nah, I don't think Miss Weeks. I remember Miss Weeks.
All right, now what do you remember about Miss Weeks? I'm just curious.
Because this was maybe third grade.
And
what
was so great?
She was just extra caring. You know, black kids growing up in the ghetto, young black males need attention.
Okay.
Need help.
All right.
You know.
What about you, Jasmine? You have teachers you remember?
Yeah, I remember Miss Catania.
Okay, Miss Catania.
That was third grade. And then I remember my principal, Mr. Freeman. He was a black man. It wasn't a lot of black principals in Omaha, Nebraska. So, yep.
Omaha, Nebraska. Let's not forget it.
Yep.
Well, listen, at one point I wanted to be a teacher in my life. And so that was a great experience. I see how difficult it is for teachers to have to be there every day, dealing with so many students with so many different personalities. But not only different personalities, what they have to bring with them from their home life. A lot of times these kids have things going on at home that you have no idea about.
Right. Yep,
and then a lot of times students, the way that they interact with each other, you have to really watch that. I remember there was one kid when I taught, it was in Washington Heights, and the school was 95% Dominican. And so there were only a few black kids in the class, and they used to, one of them in particular, they would make fun of him because he was Haitian.
Okay.
And the rest of the kids were Dominican. And this is a while ago, so hopefully it's not like that anymore. And just understanding, like, when kids are making fun of other kids, what's going on at home, the reasons why. There was one kid that was always coming to school, but he would never come to school when there was a test. And so he kept getting left back.
Okay.
Because of that. And then I remember just talking to him afterwards and then making him catch up on schoolwork and stay after school so that he could be on point. Because, that's the worst. You don't know what's going on. And a lot of times these teachers are overwhelmed. They don't have time necessarily for all that individual attention when there's 35 kids in the classroom.
Yeah, that's a lot
and they
for one
all
teacher.
have different things going on. So shout out to all the teachers out there who are doing an amazing job with the students and who really, really care about their work. We know it's not easy.
At all.
All right, when we come back, Deborah Roberts is joining us. She is an ABC News she's amazing. She's just been doing her thing for a long time. Started off on the local television station, and now she's an award-winning journalist, and she's also an author, New York Times bestselling author, Lessons Learned and Cherished. And I can't wait for you guys to hear this conversation. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
I've been Way Up with Angela Yee.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from thejasminebrand.com is here.
Yes.
And Deborah Roberts is here with me, or should I say New York Times bestselling author.
Thank you.
Deborah Roberts is here, but you also know her as being the ABC News Senior National Affairs Correspondent. Thank you and welcome for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so thrilled to be here.
Did I say that wrong? Welcome and thank you for coming to the show.
Okay.
I must be nervous.
We understood it.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I was like, did I say that wrong?
I didn't even notice.
But Lessons Learned and Cherished, the teacher who changed my life. You have put together this anthology of different people talking about how teachers have affected their lives. And I love that you did this.
Oh, you and I talked about this last year when I was still putting it together. And you liked the idea at that point.
Yeah. At that time, I remember you were even hesitant about coming out.
Yeah.
Right. Because your husband, our worker,
had been ill.
And he was like, go.
Yes, exactly.
Get out the house.
Exactly. I was trying to remember that. You're absolutely right. That was the first event that I stepped out into, having gone through this major illness with Al.
Right. And I see he's back walking again.
Yes, he's walking. We had to get him up just going. He was limping. He got the knee replaced. Now he's walking better. So now we hope his parts have just been changed out. We got a new model. He's ready to go through the summer.
Not his parts have been changed out.
Okay.
Just his knee or
his
something.
Knee,
Yeah, his knee.
and, a couple of interior points, but other than that, he's good. He's good.
You know what's interesting? Because even in the beginning of the book, you talk about being in 4th grade and schools. We don't even realize that schools have not been desegregated for that long.
Yeah.
Certainly in the South.
So in the 4th grade, that's when
That was when we desegregated schools. So I was in small town Georgia, Perry, Georgia, and in the middle of the school year in 4th grade, for me, that was it. We're integrating, and I changed schools. And as I said, it was like going to the moon for some of us kids.
Right.
We're all looking at each other, white kids, black kids, trying to figure each other out. It was really fascinating. But I have to tell you, I really took to a new environment, a new experience, new people, new friends. Of course, it was jarring for a lot of us, but I just sort of took to, and maybe that was just sort of my persona. I wanted to discover something new. The world was new. And sadly, we also discovered the resources were greater.
Right.
We had not had great resources in our segregated schools, so we suddenly had better resources too in these other schools. So it was a whole new world in a way.
We are talking to award-winning journalist Deborah Roberts. So let's talk about these teachers, because I feel like when I was in elementary school, I remember going to kindergarten for the first time. I have an older brother, and he's a year older, and I wanted to go to school so bad, right? Because every day he was going to school and coming home, and I'm like, I would cry, like, I want to go to school. I want to go to school too. Yeah. And so, and my birthday's in January, so I actually started kindergarten in 4th grade. I mean, when I was 4 years old.
4 years old.
I don't know why I'm messing everything up today, but I started kindergarten when I was 4. Yeah.
That's very young.
And so I went to school, and the first day I went to school and came back, and I was crying and saying I didn't want to go to school anymore.
What was bothering you about?
She wasn't very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that when we were young. She was very strict. And we used to have to raise our hands to go to the bathroom. And sometimes she would say no.
That is crazy.
And I definitely peed my pants a couple of times. And my mom would have to come to school with my pants like folded up and change my pants.
Well, you were young too. You were 4.
Yeah. So I would be scared to ask.
Yeah, and you probably also thought it was just this magical thing. Go to school, it sounds so great. And then you got there and you realized there were rules and there were restrictions and there was learning going on.
But I do remember the teachers that stand out the most to me are the ones that were amazing and then the ones that weren't. But I also know, like you said, teachers do have it really rough.
Yeah.
And they have to always be on. Think about it. You can't go to school and not be on.
That's a lot. But you hit on a good point that I found when I was talking to people about the book. Not every teacher is warm and fuzzy and cozy, and that is not what the descriptions were from people whom I talked to.
Right.
They weren't all saying, oh, I had the warmest, kindest teacher ever. Some of them talked about tough experiences.
Melody Hobson had a good one.
Her teacher was very tough. In fact, did something which today most of us would probably consider maybe a little cruel. When Melody missed a spelling word on a test, and if everybody got it correctly and they had 100%, they would get 2 Girl Scout cookies. And she was so excited, and she missed a word, and she really misheard the word, so she put it in past tense instead of present tense. So she essentially had the word spelled right, but she just had the wrong tense. And she missed it, and when the teacher said to the class, well, I don't want everybody to suffer because Melody missed it, and Melody thought, oh, good, yay, she's going to make an exception. We all get. And she said, so Melody, why don't you leave the room and we will have our cookies and you will not. And she walked out and she said she remembered looking in the window, seeing the other kids having their cookies. But Melody said that was a lesson that taught her grit and determination and tenacity, and that she thinks the teacher did it to her because she thought she could handle it.
Right.
She wanted Melody to rise to excellence, to the top. And that was what that lesson was about. So it wasn't always about, warm, kind lessons, but Melody thinks that she has become the woman that she is, this business titan, partly because she had some tough lessons in life.
We are talking to award-winning journalist Deborah Roberts. Right. But, it can dictate what you do for a living because, like you said, Mrs. Hardy told you she thought that you were super smart. And that really encouraged you as far as writing, too.
And grammar and all of those things that would lead to public speaking. Mrs. Hardy was very much about diction and speaking properly. And in her class, she was that consummate English teacher, dressed impeccably, and she demanded excellence in English. And I think that's one of the reasons today I correct my children whenever all the time.
Because it's hard with these kids with these phones texting.
Exactly.
And they don't write words out.
Exactly.
You got to decipher what it means.
They don't do long division.
No, No, they definitely don't do that. But Leela will text me, and then if she misspells something, or maybe she has the tense wrong, she will correct it right away. Mom, I meant to say such and such.
That's funny.
And it's funny because she knows
She
I'm
knows
always
you're going to be
looking
like,
for that.
ma'am. Because that matters with dating, too, I feel like, too. I mean, you haven't dated in a long time.
Yes, it's been a while.
But when it comes to dating and guys, I pay attention to how men text you and how they communicate with you, because you want them to make the effort to spell things right, write out the word.
Exactly. I hate when people write your, Y-O-U-R, instead of Y-O-U''R-E. It drives me nuts.
In a text message?
In a text message. I hate that.
Okay.
Now, sometimes the phone does autocorrect, so I will give them the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
But when somebody says, you're special, Y-O-U-R special, it makes me nuts. That's Mrs. Hardy.
Yeah. I hate when I write, where are you going? And it changes to where you going.
Oh!
I like that kind of stuff.
That I haven't seen.
Yeah, I like that.
I haven't gotten that.
I hate when I'm trying to curse and it keeps correcting it.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
like, no,
exactly.
I'm trying
to do this.
Yeah.
But you know which one really actually made me tear up? One of the stories in here, because you have, a lot of different really notable people from all different walks of life talking about their experiences with their teachers. Rosie Perez.
Oh. Yeah.
When you read her story about her teacher, who he didn't even know he affected her.
Right.
The way that he did, it's going to make you be like,
yes.
I
was almost in tears when Rosie told me the story. And I had heard before that she grew up in foster care. But when she talked about the details of being this very insecure, shy little girl who had a speech impediment and, her English was not that great. And this teacher saw something in her, just that she needed kindness and encouragement, and how he encouraged her to do things like dance when they had a little dance contest, or to play softball, and then raise her hand in class and told her, you are smart. She said, I'm not smart. Yes, you are smart. And a fire was sort of lit in her, that she actually began to believe in herself, because this teacher gave her, in a way, permission to believe in herself when she didn't think she could and should. And I just love that story.
That story is
Rosie
amazing.
shared.
She reconnected with him too.
Yes. After she did do the right thing, he called her up, and she was just so touched.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. We have Deborah Roberts here with us, somebody who I admire and respect greatly. I watch her on the news all the time. She's an award-winning journalist and also the New York Times bestselling author of Lessons Learned and Cherished, The Teacher Who Changed My Life. We have more with her when we come back.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the back. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine is here with me. We're talking to Deborah Roberts about her new book, Lessons Learned and Cherished, The Teacher Who Changed My Life. One thing I like about this, too, is I told you this when we were at the Library Alliance Gala, but I wanted to be a teacher at one point in my life. When I was in college, I did urban education semester, and so I was teaching in Washington Heights, and it was what I kind of wanted to do, because I think being able to affect lives in that way is so important. The job that teachers have is one of the most important jobs, because these kids today have so much to deal with. I remember going to talk at this school, a charter school, and they have to deal with social media and them explaining to me like why when one person writes this and I have to stick up for my friend, so I can't not get on there and defend this. And then it turns into this whole big thing. And then it goes to school. Like, we didn't have to grow up thinking about those things at all. And it's so tough.
If you got left out of the party, you found out Monday. Maybe somebody called you on Sunday, but you found out Monday at school.
That still sucks.
Now it's in the moment, right? You know they're out there having a party and having fun or going to whatever, and you're left out. So there are so many more things that teachers have to deal with. Gun violence.
Yes.
State legislatures that are now like dictating how they can teach and so forth. So they're up against a lot more today than they were, I think, when we were growing up.
For sure. And they're not compensated like they should be either.
Right.
At all.
Yeah.
Right.
When I was in elementary school, my mom was in an abusive relationship. Somehow it came out at school. Like, I think I was drawing crazy stuff or whatever. And so my teacher talked to the principal, and like every day they would check on me, like, you're okay? Were you by yourself last night? Did you eat? Like, they would, and they never like called Child Protective Services or anything like that, but they really like
took care of you.
Took care of me, like just like that entire year. Wow. And I always remember like that principal and that teacher, because you just never know what students are going through at home.
Exactly.
And, they're really important in terms of like they shape us and help us.
That's true. That gave me goosebumps just now. Because Lucy Liu had a similar story too, about a teacher who just saw that she needed some kindness. She needed some help, some extra tutoring, and he kept her after school to do it. She had, Chinese immigrant parents who didn't speak English. She was having difficulty, and this teacher just showed showed her kindness, and that made all the difference.
We are talking to award-winning journalist Deborah Roberts, and that was part of what made me feel like, and I always am like, man, maybe I would have been a teacher. That could have been really amazing. I remember this. One of the students showed me her diary because, you know, I guess she felt like she could share it with me, and it was things in there that I was like, okay, you are in the 7th grade, and you should not be doing things like this. And I really didn't know how, you know, she wanted it to be confidential. Right. And I really didn't know, like, how do you handle something like that when it comes to what these young girls are going through and having to deal with.
Yeah, it's a very tough job. But the teachers who do it love it. The teachers who really, you know, just go in there every day knowing that they're sometimes dealing with difficulty, love it. They spend their own money, which is one of the reasons part of the proceeds are going to Donors Choose.
Whoop, whoop.
I donated money to Donors Choose, which is basically a way of funding resources for teachers. If they need a new whiteboard, if they need a new iPad, you can actually choose ways to donate to help teachers.
That's amazing. Where were you when you found out you were a New York Times
Oh my gosh, do you really want to hear this story? So Al was having his knee replacement surgery, and he was ready to be picked up. I was waiting on that Wednesday to find out I didn't know when we would find out. So I go to pick Al up. It's 4:00 because it's sort of late. Biden is in town. The traffic is snarled. I'm trying to get to him, and his painkillers are wearing off by the time I get to him.
Oh man!
So I get him in the car.
Quick. She can set a scene. Like I feel like I'm there. You're a great storyteller. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I get there. He gets in the car. His leg is, you know, of course, is stiff, and he's trying to get in. He's wincing in pain. We have all this traffic. We're hitting bumps along the way.
Man.
And all of a sudden, I get an email that says, "Congratulations, you made the New York Times bestseller." I know. And Al says, what? And I said, I made the New York Times bestseller list. And he said, congratulations. My knee.
It's not about me right now. This is about you.
Right. So I helped Al limp into the house as I was trying to think about the excitement of the New York Times bestseller list.
That's cool.
It was a memorable moment. Trust me.
We'll never forget it.
We will never forget that.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so happy that you came and joined us and actually shared this. I think teachers will really appreciate this because I also feel like teachers do not get the love and adoration and credit that they should get.
I agree with you. This is
and
a
the
love
money
letter,
that they should get.
And the money. This is a love letter to teachers, and it's a reminder about all the things that they do. And I hope it opens a conversation about the importance of what they do.
Yes. Well, very inspiring. Thank you so much. You're very inspiring.
You are very inspiring. Thank you so much. And it's always fun to be with you.
Yay. Thank you, Deborah Roberts. We're going to hit the town again. When we come back, we have Ask Ye. 800-292-5150 is the number. I'm here, and we are also joined by Monday mainovation, his award-winning advice when we come back.
Here I go. Hey, everybody, whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts. So you should know. This is Ask Ye.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here. And award-winning advice giver Mano is here in the building. And we have somebody on the line for Ask Yee. Hello, who's this?
Hello, I'm Anonymous.
Okay, Anonymous, what's your question today?
I don't really care for my stepkid. He's a cheat baby, and I don't know what to do.
That's hard because every time you look at the baby, you think about the fact that your man cheated.
Right, and we've been together for like 20 plus years, and the kid is now, almost 13.
Oh.
You know, I know you for real.
No, you know me for real?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Like in real life?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Really?
All right. Well, Mano, well, a couple of things here. You stayed with this man after he cheated. Now the child is 13. So you can't stay with somebody and still be angry about it. But is it like really not the kid's fault? They don't do any kind of, I mean, it's never the kid's fault. But I'm saying, what is it about the kid that you don't like? Is it just the fact that...
It's not. It's the fact is like he's just rude, and I feel like it's people around him because he's not really around me. He's not welcome in my house because like you cannot sleep in my house and not speak to me.
Do you know the mother?
So, I had to.
Oh, you were from Brooklyn.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say.
Of course, I'm from Brooklyn.
You know, again, this child did not ask to be here. And honestly, that child is probably suffering more than anybody. Imagine how, as a kid, like you grow up feeling like you're a mistake, you're not wanted, you're a quote unquote side baby.
Cheat baby, she called it.
Yeah, a cheat baby. That's not a good feeling for a child to have, and the kind of trauma that a child would suffer from knowing how they were brought into this world. And I think that while you might have some anger toward the mom and to your husband, you know, for what he did, what's done is done, and you've agreed to stay with this man and accept what it is that he's done, even though it's upset you. That's more of a problem with yourself, you know. And I think even for this kid to know that he's not allowed in the home, that's a hurtful thing, and that's hard to make a father not be able to be the parent that he needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I know it's not what you want to hear.
Yeah, that's
so now we just leave the whole family alone there. It's like
no, you can't throw the baby away because it's not his fault.
no, I'm not throwing that child away. I'm talking about just throw the dude away because like my kids buy him a big.
Do you not want to be with this man anymore? Because you stuck it through for 13 years after you found out.
I mean, he could go.
Oh, well, it's not like he can go regardless.
Yeah, it sounds like the issues are, you know, with him, and it's trickling down.
Yeah. My niece is cracking.
It's like you never really forgave him for what he did.
Right, but taking it out on the son, though.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it out on something. I was never really around this child. Like, I know of him. He's been by my house a couple of times because it's like I have a kid pretty much the same age as him.
Okay.
Like months apart. And my pregnancy was miserable.
Wow.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That's a lot that you've been through as well. Have y'all ever tried to do any like family therapy?
No.
It might be good to bring in a third party that can kind of mediate the situation and help you guys learn how to come up with a better way to deal with things. Because your child at the end of the day has a brother, like a half brother.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't want this to be a situation later in life where all these different things are coming out and manifesting themselves in these kids just based off of what adults did, that they were brought into this world under circumstances that's not their fault.
Okay.
You know, so I think everything got to be about the kids first and foremost. Like, let's get that right. You know, let's get it right. Like, you have he has a 13-year-old, whether or not, you know, it's something that you can accept, that's your stepchild. And so you staying with him and you knowing that your child has a half brother that's their blood too, that's important.
Right.
All right.
You heard that?
She don't want to.
I heard it.
She gave you the greatest advice.
Mano said, "Come to Chelsea House. We'll talk about it."
When? Now, if I'm getting my invite, because you know Angela.
We'll sit down and have some drinks and talk about it. Hit Mano up. Let him know we coming.
All right.
Okay.
All right, stepmama.
Y'all so rude. All right. Well, that was ASCII. Thank you guys, award-winning advice givers. Everything's fun and games, ain't it?
Yeah, I didn't know. Listen, I was caught by surprise.
Mano's like, I have nothing to do with it.
I know you.
She said, I know you, Mano, so look.
I
so
know
stop.
you.
Don't be judging me. I know you.
All right. Well, 800-292-5150 is the number. In case you couldn't get through, you can always leave a message. And of course, you know we have last word. That's because you guys always have the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
It's Friday. Oh, it's
It's not Friday. You said it's Friday?
Oh, it's not Friday?
No. It's Monday.
Oh, it's Monday.
Mano's here.
Medication.
We had that Monday mainovation.
That's right. Sorry, guys.
There's a lot going on this Monday. I see Cornel West is going to be running for president.
That's a good one. That's
He's a presidential candidate for the People's Party.
Mm-hmm.
He posted on Twitter his announcement. He said he wants to reintroduce America to the best of itself, fighting to end poverty, mass incarceration, ending wars, and ecological collapse, guaranteeing housing, healthcare, education, and living wages for all.
Okay.
So I see Mike Pence is also going to make his big announcement. They said on probably on Wednesday.
Man, sit down.
I guess we know where Maino stands.
Yeah. And where people should be sitting. Down. All right. So just getting ready for all of these announcements to happen. We're on it, guys.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike Pence did file his paperwork to run, and he filed that paperwork today. All right. So, him and Trump already clash.
Sheesh.
This should be interesting. But thank you guys for joining us. Deborah Roberts was here. So you guys make sure you pick up her book, Lessons Learned and Cherished. It's all about teachers and teachers who have changed your life. Would be nice for everyone to do a love letter to their favorite teacher today in honor of this book. I love that.
Yes.
All right. And again, thank you guys, because y'all are the most important ones for joining us today. Again, y'all have the last word. And here it is, 800-292-5150. It's way up with Angela Yee.
Hey, Angela. I was just calling because I just was listening to the radio, and I heard the young lady talking about the whole issue with her stepson, and I'm actually kind of going through the same similar situation, forgiving a man for doing kind of the same thing. And I was really struggling with that today, and, trying to accept the other kids. They're at my house and everything. But I just want to tell you thank you, because just to hear those positive words that you gave her really opened my eyes up to, at the end of the day, the child wasn't asked to be here. You can't take nothing out on the child. I'm not saying that I was, but it just really opened my eyes up. And I just want to say thank you.
My secret is I've always had a long-term crush on Maino. Ever since the Monica video he did with her way back in 95. That's my secret. Maino, holla at your girl.
My secret is not taking medicine. I chew it like chewing tobacco. And I rode my bicycle all the way to Horn Lake, Mississippi, and then I drove it all the way to Arkansas, Jonesboro, Arkansas. Jail is where I went. But I just ditched my bicycle in the woods and walked the interstate, and they gave me a DID, a drunk insane and disorderly. It was crazy. People were after me, and I hid in the woods, and for 3 days I was in the woods, and I took the Ditch River in Arkansas. It was awesome.
You tapped in and way up with Angela Yee.